Hello, my YouTube family. It is Christmas Day, and Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. I'm taking a few moments out from our family homestead Christmas. It's just me and my husband, and I'm going to show you a few things that we've been working on. It's pretty much to say that even a diabetic can enjoy really good food, and I found it interesting that some of the things that we're doing, we're being able to create. Some of the things I've been experimenting with has blown my mind, and I'm going to show you some examples of that. I done showed in the community how my husband did a very special gift for me, and I thought that was the sweetest thing ever. He actually used cherry wood, and I took a block of cream cheese and covered it with everything bagel seasoning on it. He smoked that for me at 225 degrees for 2.5 hours. Y'all, that is the most amazing thing I've ever tasted. This was the first time in my life I actually had smoked cream cheese. So that was a pretty cool gift. So some of the food I'm going to take you around is quite amazing. And one, I'm going to give you a recipe for. A lot has gotten to the fact is, well, we can have ham, but did you know that there are ham glazes out there that actually have a really good flavor for your ham? I found one. Um, then I had mentioned before, and what I'm testing is Miss Victoria from Victoria's Keto Kitchen has come up with three versions of a flour base. One is a self-rising flour, the other is an all-purpose flour, and then she came up with the perfect all-purpose flour. Two of the first two I mentioned have baking powder and soda or baking powder in it. The last one doesn't have that. Now, according to her, she stated that we could use this with a one-on-one ratio to any of our recipes. So I decided to take her on her word for that. And I have a recipe, God rest her soul, my mama had given each of us kids a family cookbook. And one of them was her Christmas cookies called kolachkis. Now, I have, to be very honest with you, I have missed my mama's Christmas cookies since my husband was diagnosed, and I really wanted to see if this was work. To my amazement, it actually came out better than I thought. So the only thing I haven't done was put the powdered sugar on it yet, and the reason for that is I'm still trying to get over the after affecting taste of some of this sugar. Um, this cookie actually has powdered sugar on top. My mom's original recipe actually has a pie filling in the center of it because jelly just runs everywhere. But unfortunately, until I create my own pie filling that is sugar-free, I had to go with the sugar-free jelly. So it's not my preference of a filling, but I'm amazed at the cookie. And right now they're cooling down, and as they cool down, they start hardening up. Not like a crumbly cookie, or they just start binding together better. So you definitely have to let that cool down. I'm going to take you around a few of the things we've been doing, and to show you through all of this cooking. I showed also in the community how we did our finger foods with our Christmas tree and all. We learned that radishes make an excellent cracker. So it's just things that we're learning through all this to be able just to enjoy it. So, but in between all of this, I actually got some canning done, y'all. I got 13 pints of turkey stock and 6 pints of turkey canned up. So that really amazed me, because before long, after the holidays are over, I am going back to my pantry challenge meals, which I will try to keep up every day and show you how we're making it, strictly living off of our pantry. And so far, even through this Christmas, we had prepared beforehand and did all our shopping. So everything that you're seeing done, we've already had here at the house. And so we've pretty much started our pantry challenge last week. So I've been doing that all week. And so I'm going to get better at showing you some of the foods that we do on our homestead with our pantry. We had just got through making it through a serious hard freeze here in Mississippi, something I have yet to see in going on 5 years of living here. We reached as low as 6 degrees. And I had opened up my greenhouse to a very sad display of every one of our vegetables were just gone. So it looks like our crops are finished for the season. But I'm not going to let this deter me. I told you that I keep it real here. I don't tell you the fake of, oh, wow, this went beautifully and this is how it does. And no, y'all, you're going to run into this. Whether it been the hot heat, whether it been extreme cold weather, I might not have for the rest of the season, but I'm not totally without. I can go get my vegetables if I need it for my emergency, like we do for our pantry. We get our milk or cheese if we run out. Those are our emergency sources. But here I'm going to look at it is 2 more months, I get to start my new season. So am I going to let this deter me from homesteading or gardening? Absolutely not. There's always another year. There's always another season. I'm not always going to get a bountiful feast, and I can understand that. So I'm going to take the good with the bad. I'm going to turn around and praise God for what I did have, and I'm going to keep going until in that land come the new season. So I'd rather keep the spirit that I have, knowing that I'm going to have good years and I'm going to have bad years. But I had shown you all the garden, and I'm really sorry to say we lost it. You know, this bitter freeze, Jack Frost come in and just wiped everything out. But the livestock, so far, they're doing fantastic. So we just, we've got a couple more nights in the lows, but we're starting to rise up in our temps now. And then we find out toward the end of the week, we're going to be up in the 60s. Makes no sense to me. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the food that we're cooking today. And I will show you the cookies that I'm experimenting with Miss Victoria's flour. And I also did her pasta recipe. Now, y'all can actually go to her YouTube channel and get that pasta recipe, or wait till I can be when I make it again. But I'm going to tell you, I tried this pasta with this flour. This woman is a miracle with this flour. I'm just going to tell you. But we did the pasta. And now my husband, I told you, is having to adapt with a lot of things. And he adapted to this quite well. It kind of had the taste between a light whole wheat pasta. It wasn't really bold or nothing like that. Now, mind you, anything keto or anything diabetic doesn't taste like it used to. So we kind of understood that, but we were kind of up against, what is this going to taste like? We were quite amazed when we made spaghetti out of it, and it was actually acceptable. I have tried, Lord, y'all, I have tried so many of these pasta dishes, all except for one that looks like a major science project I don't want nothing to do with. I have tried the eggs and all that, and we have done zoodles with zucchini. We have done spaghetti squash, which we absolutely love that one out of all of them. But her pasta is the next best thing. Sorry. So I'm going to refer you to Victoria's Keto Kitchen. She has her recent video just came out on the 23rd. Please check her YouTube channel out. Y'all, I think you will greatly benefit from this. And when I show you these cookies, that amazed me that I could actually literally use her all-purpose flour base on my mama's recipe. I'm sold. So check her out. I encourage you. Let's go around showing you a little bit of the stuff that we've been doing. We're actually, with our ham tonight that I baked, we're also going to add some of the food that we had last night, our finger foods. We're not doing an actual meal. We're just kind of snacking around for the next, yesterday and today. So the recipe I'm going to give you is for the glazed ham that I did, that I was absolutely amazed about it too. It's an orangey kind of Christmassy. You can even do this for Easter. And I know it's a bit late to do it now, but there is Easter coming, so this might interest you. So let's go on a tour and I'll show you a little bit what we've been doing on the homestead. So here's the canning stock that we did. We got 13 pints of turkey broth. Man, I am so happy for this. I was down to 6 pints, so I really needed to stock up to get us through the rest of the winter. And these are just 3 of the 6. I got the others put up, but this was our turkey that we canned. Y'all, this is amazing. I used the broth that we made for this turkey to can it. Over here, we have, this was beautiful, honestly, nice, juicy, and tender ham. I can't wait to dig into this. But I will go ahead and give you the recipe to what I used and how I did it. Okay, so the recipe is 1 cup of swerve brown sugar, a half of an orange zest. So, and for me, I used mandarin oranges, the little cuties. So I zested those and used that in here. 1 teaspoon of orange extract, a half a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, 2 tablespoons of water, and 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. You would put this in a pot on your stove and cook it down to where for about 5 minutes you want the crystals in your mix to cook out, so you're just wanting to liquefy it. Now, when you do a ham, it is suggested, and I can understand why, excuse me, it is suggested that you cook your ham to the most part of however many hours up until that last 30 minutes. You do not want to make this glaze ahead of time, because if you do, it will crystallize on you and it will not do well. So I waited to the last 30 minutes of my cooking on the ham. I cooked up my glaze until the sugar was dissolved, and then I poured it all over my ham. Now this is almost a 10-pound ham, and there was just enough to cover this in a nice glaze. So I'm hoping you enjoy this as much as we are, because that, to me, wow, to know that we could have a glazed ham was amazing. Now I'm going to take you over to my mama's sugar cookies. Now these are the ones that blew my mind. Again, I don't particularly like jelly, because jelly is just too thin when you bake it. And I stated these were sugar cookies. They are not. They are my family tradition kolachkis. So I ended up taking Miss Victoria's all-purpose, her perfected all-purpose flour. I took her word at taking it one-on-one with any recipe out there. So I put it with my mom's. And I am really surprised that I have my mama's cookies right here. And it kind of almost brings tears to my eyes, because these cookies have been in my family tradition since I was a little girl. And I was really wanting to find something that would work to do this, and I found it. So again, please check out Victoria's Keto Kitchen on her perfected keto flour. And basically what it does, it turns any recipe into a keto recipe. And for my diabetic, this is a game changer on this homestead. So I'm hoping this helps you. That was one of the main reasons I wanted to do this video, to see how many families this might help. So I'm not ashamed to direct you to her channel. She's amazing, y'all, and she's changed our world upside down. So I'm hoping as a Christmas gift I can change yours as well. Until then, I shall be right with you in just a moment. So I hope I've helped you all into maybe changing your homes, your family, or your traditions, and giving you some hope into maybe there's something that will work for you. In the meantime, I'm gonna have to get back to what we were doing. Hubby just smoked some chicken wings and he's kind of anxious right now too, so he's coming in and out, and you'll probably run across him sooner or later. So I hope that you all are having a Merry Christmas and you're blessed beyond measure. I hope that each and one of you are having a fantastic time this weekend, and we will be back with you again. So, hubby, come on. From the two of us, from Parton's Heritage Homestead, as he walks right in front of the camera, y'all, I am so sorry. Merry Christmas, and we will see you again. Thank you.
Merry
Much
Christmas.
love.